How fast can a snail run 30 centimeters in just 17 minutes? The snail dreamed of by Art's friend. Her greatest wish is to be a racing driver, but this idea is a fantasy. Cheshinji is his idol, and the happiest part of the day is watching the idol's interview. No dream is to be. On this day, Snail Girl was picking vegetables in the vegetable garden, but she was racing with tomatoes. The appearance of working hard, but in exchange for the ridicule of other snails. How could a snail possibly race a racing car? His brother advised him to stop daydreaming. Slow action is the fate of the snail. Let him give up unrealistic dreams. At this moment, a fresh tomato fell, and the Snail Girl was very happy, because this one was enough for them to have a good meal. But never expected. The owner pushes the lawnmower to prepare for weeding. No way, Snail Girl could only choose to give up Kurt, but she felt that this was an opportunity to prove herself. He jumped into the lawn, and saw that Auntie was at full speed, constantly approaching the power of the target idol, making him full of power, and all this was just his fantasy. Seeing that the lawnmower was about to crush it, my brother opened the water pipe in a critical moment. The water jet washed him away in time. Art almost became snail ketchup. My brother's scolding made Ake lose confidence. While everyone was sleeping, Art left the lawn. He began to doubt himself if he really chose the wrong dream. He made a wish against the sky that he would become a racing driver. At this moment, a truck passed through a strong airflow, blowing it up, and the weak body floated in the traffic flow, and finally landed on a racing car, which kicked the accelerator to the end. Saudi slipped and got caught in the engine. The racing car turned on liquid nitrogen to accelerate. Blue liquid entered the engine. Art's body also began to change, and every cell in the body was activated. Eventually Art fell out of the exhaust, and when he woke up again, his eyes turned into high beams, his snail shells turned into tail lights, and he could even play music radio. I fuck my sister. Well, the biggest change is its speed. The bear boy wanted to hit him with a car, but Carter escaped easily with an outer ring drift. This is the real turbocharger. He jumped on the tire and threw the bear child out at a speed of 200 yards, but he failed to control the direction, and the toy car directly crashed into the vegetable garden, which made the snails very angry, and the team leader drove the two brothers out. As soon as they walked onto the road, they were caught again by a little fat man. The fat man picked up his mobile phone and made a mysterious call. Have you ever seen a snail race? With the referee's order, they all rushed into the runway like chicken blood. Art looked disdainful, and Walker radiated blue light, destroying the track in one sprint, leaving a blue phantom wherever he went, followed by a drift into the warehouse. It stopped in front of people. Fatty never dreamed that he could catch a snail with such superpowers. Fatty prepared a bed for Art and served him with delicious food. Xiaopang and Dapan opened a pancake shop, but the business was very bleak. In order to make the business better, Xiaopang used the snail's superpower as a gimmick, attracting many guests, and even the business of the surrounding friends also improved. Fatty is very happy. What did he dream of by Art? Tay did not speak, just jumped on the billboard. A snail actually wanted to participate in a car race, but he didn't expect that Chubby would actually support Art's idea. Participating in the competition requires a registration fee of 20,000 yuan. Xiaopang went to his brother to discuss it, but his brother did not agree at all. No way, Xiaopang had to ask his friends for help. They saw Art's strength, and immediately put together 10,000 yuan, so they hit the road and waited for Big Pang to find out. Fatty has taken all her savings. In order to make Art faster, it was modified. In order to reduce wind resistance, it even has a rear wing. The group finally came to the racetrack, and I felt that every cell was beating. Excitedly, he climbed up the scoreboard, feeling the breath of the field, but letting a snail race against the car made him laugh out loud. Just when a few people were about to give up, Tay rushed directly into the track. The speed is so fast that the jaw drops. In the end, he successfully passed the test with a speed of 226 kilometers, which was only 4 kilometers slower than the champion. Art became the focus of the audience for a while, and his video quickly became a hot search, but no matter what, he is also just a snail. The organizer held a press conference to reject Art from participating, but unexpectedly aroused public anger. They strongly demanded Art to participate, and the car god stood up to make a clearance. He supported Art's participation in the competition, and the organizers had to compromise. In the end, Art got the right to compete. Arte was very happy to have the support of his idol, but what he didn't know was that Brother Jie's real purpose was to rub Art's traffic. Instead, the three chairmen are. They'd be watching me. The race officially started on the second day. Art was instantly the focus of the race due to his unique way of appearing. However, facing professional racers, he couldn't help being a little nervous. He was almost crushed at the start, and soon he was left behind in the team. Seeing Art, who was left behind, laughed very happily, while Art gradually lost his confidence, and it was time for supplies. A powerful backup team came on the scene. The mother's anti-skid was easy to replenish the source of life. Art started again. He no longer hides in Tibet. He used the advantage of Xiaoxia to get into the chassis and overtake from the edge of the track. Even if there is an accident, he can still immediately. He was about to surpass GAGE. Unexpectedly, he started to make troubles. Art was forced to the edge of the track, and the debris of the tire made him lose his center of gravity. Wow. Well, Art's consciousness began to blur, and the volute was cracked. Everyone persuaded her to give up, but she didn't want to disappoint everyone, and returned to the arena without hesitation. Art quickly caught up, and Jack forced him to the corner again. Unexpectedly, Art turned around in the air while hiding on the wheel hub, and successfully ran to the first position 380 degrees. In order to prevent Ardiego from deliberately creating an accident, all the runners overturned their cars. Wavelet's engine also completely failed. Without the snail engine, it is completely desperate. At this moment, the brother outside the field jumped on the balloon desperately, and he rode the crow to the field. How? This time, I don't know how much the encouragement of Brother Neverjames helped Art regain his confidence. He climbed to the end step by step. People were also moved by this spirit and all stood up to cheer him on. At this time, Brother GA also woke up from a coma. He pushed the car and ran to the finish line. He couldn't accept the snail defeating him, so he raised his foot and tried to trample Art to death. At the critical moment, Art subtly indented into the shell. In the end, he won the game by one advantage. Are we not a snail in reality? We should be like Art, moving forward on the road of pursuing our dreams every day and living the way we like. Dreams never shine. What shines is persistence. You and I in your dreams are on the cloud. We will talk about it in the next issue.